month.
16 from
DMX asked you to rap on the spot?
Yeah.
Tell me how that. Let's unpack that.
Yeah.
What year was this? What time period? How much crack was involved?
Yeah. It was actually earlier this year. He was working with an artist in Franklin, Tennessee. Okay. Producer, rather. Excuse me. And so I was able to meet that producer a few months before that. You know, and shout outs to Latitude Studios. But they had like a little gathering when he was there, and he told me to come through. And so I got there, and I was like, holy shit, I'm about to meet DMX. You know what I mean? Like, I've been listening to him since I was probably this tall and shit. So I walk in, he's fucking right there, and you know he looks right this way. I'm out, shit, like, you know what I mean.
Hold on, remind you, this guy got like 3 hours of sleep though.
Yeah. No
He's been
sleep,
going
was
no
running
stop.
around nonstop. Like, the only reason I went was because that invitation was given and tomorrow was not promised. So I was like, I cannot as an MC turn this shit down. I feel like dog shit, but I'll be there, goddamn it. So I went there, and then he turned around. I was like, oh, what's good? I was like, oh, DMX, how you doing, man? And he was like, you drink? I was like, no, I don't, but it's X, so fuck it. Let's drink. And he, man, he poured some shit. And these weren't regular shot glasses. These were DMX shot glasses. So this shit was like this. This shit was like 2 or 3 of them. And I'm pretty sure it was moonshine. We had one. It was like, yeah, it was like, how was it? I was like, yeah, it was great. And then he was like, you want another one? I was like, let's do another one. We did another one.
Holy shit.
Now, yeah, this is real. And so for some reason, I didn't think that I'd be rapping with him that night. I don't know. I didn't think that far ahead. It was kind of like in the moment. Yeah, you know. So I meet a lot of his team. I got to meet the General. Shout out to the General. Rough Riders D. Yeah, and we got to kick it with him another time
Princess
too.
Chicken. We introduced him to Princess Chicken. Yeah. Loved it.
That's legendary.
Yeah,
that's
man.
What's up, man. That's MC to MC shit for real.
We live that shit.
You don't get more MC to MC than that.
Yeah.
You really don't. You're right.
So later on, it was probably maybe a couple hours. So now it's like 1 something in the morning. I'm like, we're probably about to bounce soon, you know what I'm saying? And then they were like, hey, let's get a picture of you and X. So X comes up there and he's like, yo, I heard you rap. I was like, yeah. He's like, well, let me hear something. I'm like, oh, fuck. Yo, like, I'm toasted. You know, I'm not a drinker. Let me just be honest. If anything, I might smoke once in a while, but I don't drink so much. But I'm like, I was trying to remember shit from like a recent verse, you know, something hot that's current. I couldn't remember shit. Like from Hill Hop, I couldn't remember nothing.
three projects you can remember.
Deadass, I couldn't remember nothing. The only thing I remembered was a fucking verse from 2010. I had a couple on the tuck from 2010, but they were dope. But you know, I've come a long fucking way since then. You know, so dropped that when he goes. After that, he goes, "Was that 16?" I was like, "Fuck." I was like, I thought it was. He's like, all right. He's like, what else you got? I did it again. He goes, was that a 16? I was like, yeah, it was a fucking 16. And then finally, I took my hat off. I was all right. Then I came hard with the third verse. He goes, all right, that was a little better. You know, but
dapped you up.
It was a classic moment. I'm blessed to have experienced that for sure.
That's amazing. Yeah, that's amazing.
Co-signed by X.
To get praise from the people that you look up to, and like that's I never rap. I don't think I've ever rapped personally in front of anyone like that. I've had the opportunity like running into people and like playing them. You know what I'm saying? My stuff. Y'all ever been to A3C? It's short for All Three Coasts in Atlanta. Hip Hop Festival. It used to be like a 2-day thing.
I heard of it though.
That's now like a whole week and a half like thing now. And I think it was like 2013, 2011, 2013. Yeah, 2013. And what I learned was it's not really all about having all the access at those festivals. It's about the hotel you stay in.
Ooh.
It's all about the hotel you stay in.
That's a key.
So
Major key alert.
You know what I'm saying? For when festivals start happening and all that shit again pop off, sometimes don't even worry about getting a ticket. Just get a hotel room and work the lobby.
Yep.
Because you never know who's gonna be in there. And the crazy thing for me at the time, I was like, all right, got this hotel room, and I'm just gonna walk around the city, and I got my little boom box, and I used to rock this crazy eyeball mask, like on some crazy like. There's an old school band called The Residents, and they used to have like eyeball masks. You already know, yep. Shout out to Superb in this thing. He already know. He know.
Music kid.
Superb gets me. But yeah, so like I used to wear this eyeball mask, walk around, and then like it was like photo op everywhere. Everyone always want to take a picture. And then like so I'm in the lobby, and I'm just sitting down, just sitting off my feet. Somebody walk up to me like, "Yo, can we sit here?" It's Knife Wonder. I'm like, wow. Can you sit here? Have a seat. It was Rhapsody, Knife Wonder, and it was this group that's on Jamla. It's like Hall Kids, not Kids in the Hall. Not them. It was I can't remember whoever it was, but all I remember was Knife and Rap. And they sat there. It was like the whole Jamla squad, and then I'm sitting on the couch, and it's like my couch maybe this size, and like an ottoman. And I'm just dolo by myself, and then they all just, I'm like,
the energy.
Can I play something for you? He was like, yeah. Man. I played him this joint called Zoning, and it's a song that I produced, and at the time I really wasn't rapping over my own beats. I just wasn't doing that. But this beat I was really confident in, and this beat I actually sampled Ice Cube off the Predator.
Yeah.
So like I sampled Wicked. I took like a little sliver of it.
All right, let's go.
Freaked it, and bruh, like, if you could have seen his face, like if you could have seen Knife Wonder's face,
shit.
Like
he was impressed,
bruh.
Yeah,
I was so shook that like. After he told me it was dope and everything, I just dapped him up and left. I was like, I feel like I fumbled it. I could have like
capitalized on it.
Yeah, I could have got personal information and like exchange. But I was so shook.
Yeah,
that Knife said it was dope that I just like I left. I was just like, all right, well that's that.
Right.
And then like looking back, I'm like, well, I don't know, maybe something could have happened, but maybe what I'm saying.
The cosign was all you need.
Well, our paths cross again. You know what I'm saying, and that's what I took from it. I was like, it wasn't meant to be then. You know what I'm saying? Mentally, clearly, I wasn't ready for it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right,
like
for real.
Like so. I look at it like that, man. Like it's one of those experiences I always, like, yo, man, Knife told me I was dope. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You got his authentic reaction though.
Yeah.
So that probably accelerated you to do your own thing.
You did the beat too? And that's what really, I think, really propelled me to start really taking my production serious. Because he was like, you did the beat. And I was like, yeah. And then it was like,
yeah, see, that's the thing, man.
That's the thing, yeah.
And we be in our rooms and making these, like, we be in our rooms just going crazy with our craft.
Yeah.
And we don't present it to the world until, like, we be perfectionists
Too
with
late.
it. Too late. And it's like, we got to believe in ourselves, man. That's the key, to believe in ourselves, that we are already great. You know what I'm saying? Of course, we all need work and process. True. But we are already great. And the moment we believe we already great, everybody else is going to know that.
True.
When we walk in the room, and energy, you already probably knew you were great, but you probably didn't believe in yourself to the point that you feel like, okay, I need to change numbers, but I'm on the same level as he is.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, of course I didn't.
Yeah.
No, there's no way. If I would have asked, I probably would have sounded like, what I'm saying, bruh, on some harder. I mean, I don't mean to, it would not have been confident. It would have not been player. It would have been like some. Oh yeah, I'm so glad. Yeah, I'm glad it happened the way it did. You know what I'm saying? I walk away with the memory, and then you know what I'm saying, I'll run into that brother.
You believed in yourself even more after that.
Exactly.
Interaction. Yeah.
Exactly. And then so on Twitter though, like, and this is like another thing, like it's Twitter is whatever, but like. I mean, I got Chuck D to listen to the same song, and he gave me more praise. Oh, and I'm like,
because he did.
That's what I can retire from rap now.
Wow.
Like, I can just like Chuck D think I'm nice, and Knife Wonder think I'm nice.
Like the new school.
I don't care about y'all. Like, I'm done.
That's some major cosigns, bro.
Retired.
Major cosigns right there. And like Wicked, the Predator album is influenced by Public Enemy.
Exactly. Yeah, you already know.
Bomb Squad.
Seriously.
Yeah, man.
Bomb Squad is. That's the epitome of just taking a sample and just, you know what I'm saying, exploding that thing to the utmost degree, and taking 5 different songs, throwing them together, and then throw them in a blender, and then turn the bass up, and then just a million miles a second. Man, I love Bomb. Shout out to Bomb Squad.
Bomb Squad.
Seriously, man.
Legends.
Damn. And Terminator X.
Yeah. They reflected the times, man. Like Public Enemy, Ice Cube when he separated from NWA. Ice Cube always kind of represented the time wherever we was at. Even to now, like he's still dropping albums about raw footage. I don't know if you heard that album. It's still like reflecting the times. Laugh Now, Cry Later.
Laugh Now, Cry Later.
That album was hard too.
That was like 2016.
Yep.
Yeah, that was dope. I remember
that album.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's important for artists to reflect the times they're in because that shit's not gonna be timeless. You know what I'm saying? Without that kind of like grade of music.
Yeah.
What
about Lethal Injection? You guys ever listen to that one?
Lethal Injection. That was
classic too.
Lethal Injection. I think I heard a little bit of that. Death Certificate was mine.
Death Certificate. Yeah, definitely Death Certificate. Lethal Injection. Did they have the rock song on there where he started going a little hardcore with the
corn or something like that?
It was early.
Mega.
Yeah, it was like 90, 91 or some shit.
Okay,
it was old.
That's before.
Okay.
Yeah.
So was that wasn't Bomb Squad though, was it?
I think that was after, maybe before.
I just remember it was a classic album, like Predator. I had both of those.
Those. Okay, Ice Cube. Okay.
Ice Cube, yeah.
I can hear.
It was a good day
influence.
and shit. Like all those classics, man.
What was the first like hip hop cassette or like that you purchased or like that you remember? Like
Warren G. That was a big one. But I listened to a lot of popular shit back then, like Whoop There It Is. That was a big hit.
Yeah, that was the
It was it. Whoop That Is.
What's it called? Quad City DJs.
Yeah, man.
If y'all remember them. Tootsie Roll, all that kind of shit. But then really West Coast. That was the first. That whole side. Yeah.
What was the first tape you bought?
I actually didn't buy it, man. My mama gave me an Eazy-E tape.
Yes.
I was 9 years old.
What?
Yeah, it was culture shock.
I know it wasn't clean.
No.
I know it.
That's why I said it was like a shock, like a whole brain stimulus shot because he was rapping about killing bitches, like killing the dudes, like beating people with a Louisville Slugger. He got a song on there called Louisville Slugger where he's talking about beating his ex or whatever with a Louisville Slugger. Like I don't know what my mom was thinking at the time, but I guarantee she didn't hear the cassette before she gave it to me.
Oh damn!
I was 9 years old in the projects, just listening to Eazy-E, and that kind of like shaped my whole brain from like how the West Coast sound because that's his Eazy-E.
Yeah,
and he's at his prime at the time, and the NWA is at its heights. You know what I'm saying? So I'm listening to that. California Love, The Brat, Funkified, Criss Cross, that whole era right there. Yeah. So that was my introduction to like the West Coast music.
Yeah, the Criss Cross tape, the single, the Jump. That was the first like cassette I bought with like quote unquote my own money. I was like 5, and we were visiting family in Chicago. And
they had the radio edit and the instrumental in it. Yep.
Were you wearing your shirt backwards? Like
I know I was.
My mom wouldn't let me. You know what I'm saying? But I tried. You know what I'm saying? I tried.
Yeah.
They wasn't having that. But they let me like walk in and like buy it myself, and that was dope. But I remember the first tape that like I got was off a cereal box. You know, I remember like you would send the cereal like boxes in, and they send you something.
Yeah.
And they sent me a Kid and Play.
Word.
Ain't gonna hurt nobody. Yeah,
that was
Shout out to Post cereal. You know what I'm saying? Circa 19.
Then they was doing like that. Post back in the day.
Post, man. Yeah.
Hip hop, man.
Hip hop, baby. Hip hop was the thing, man. Kid and Play was Kid and Play was
pop star.
They were pop stars. They weren't. That was pop. They was everywhere. They on cartoon.
That was like pretty much like one of the first pop stars before Vanilla Ice, like MC Hammer and shit like that came on the scene.
Yeah. Vanilla Ice, I was all about MC Hammer. Man, MC Hammer, you couldn't tell me shit, bro. Like you couldn't tell me. MC Hammer was the guy.
Man.
Like MC Hammer, I rock with Vanilla Ice. You know what I'm saying? Some ninja rap. You know what I'm
Ninja
saying?
rap.
Ninja rap was my shit.
Yeah, Ninja Turtles, man.
Ninja Turtles, yeah.
That's what
that was like shock for me. Like see him in the Ninja Turtle movie because that introduced me to Vanilla Ice actually. So if it wasn't for Ninja Turtles, I would never know who Vanilla Ice was like that. You know.
Yeah.
Turtle rap. Yeah.
Don't mind us. We just flashbacking nostalgia memory lane.
Old heads in here just reflecting. I like that era right there because that era reminds me of like it's like you got introduced to so much hip hop through other means, other streams. That's when it was like about to get commercialized because the '90s was a weird time for hip hop too. It was like the '96 era and the transition to early 2000 era. That little 4-year gap. After Pac died and Biggie died, it like the whole game was like transition after that.
I love the music that came out of that era though. I tell you what I was listening to most because we was talking earlier. I didn't realize that you did music basically your whole life, and that's pretty much. Like I said, my pops had a studio in Michigan, so like whenever I visited him in the summer or whatever, I was always trying to like just he would not that he wouldn't let me in down there, but like I'd be in the room directly above, but my ear on the vent, like listening to like what's going on. Wow. And then when they weren't home, I would go down there and just, you know what I'm saying, figure it out myself, trying to at least. But like he had me rap a song when I was 3 years old, and it was literally like the lyrics were like, cause I told him, I was like, oh, I want to rap.
Yeah.
And he was like, yo, like, what you gonna say? You gotta have something to say.
Right.
And so I'm like, all right, well, I'm MC Lil D. You know what I'm saying? Like, all right. So obviously, like, what else? What else you gonna say? And I'm like, clap your hands. Clap your hands. Like, what else you gonna say? And I'm like, all right, I'm gonna come up with something else. And then so I started thinking of my favorite movie at the time. And it was a Macaulay Culkin movie. I think it was My Girl. I think it was My Girl. And he was like, "Oh yeah, I'm no chicken." You know, so I was just like, "I'm no chicken." You know, I was like putting all this in there. And then like, you know, he made the beat, and you know, and that was just, and so that's why I knew that like pop culture was always gonna be a part of my raps. You know what I'm saying?
Right, because it's already there.
I was gonna just throw movie shit in there.
Yeah.
But nah, man, it was music, man. Like just from watching what they would do down there, and like I would just try to like emulate, you know. It was like, well, if they can do that, then I know I can. Like, cause it's like I know they're bigger than me, but like, you know, it's every year, every summer, it was like I'd learn a little more, and then my pops would be like, all right, like you like I'd get a little older. I'm like 12, 13. I was like, are you ready for another song? You ready to do another one? I'm like, yeah, I've been writing. You know what I'm saying? He didn't. I got little notebooks and shit right for years. So
he's inspired.
Man, we like it became like a tradition. Like I'd come up, you know what I'm saying, and we try to knock out. And at the time, it's like I didn't have any kind of like discipline or anything. Like when it came to like, you know, locking in on this. And it's summer vacation, man. I'm trying to have fun. You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to be in the lab. I mean, he knew that. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's kind of why he didn't really invest in like my music career at that age. He was always like, you know, I'm playing video games. He always bought me video games.
Exactly.
Like Sega.
Because you wouldn't show you your energy was
right. Right. So, but like, it's funny we talk about this all the time now because I'm like, you know, I wish you would have bought me like a drum machine, or like, you know what I'm saying, like a keyboard or something. Right. And he's like, what? Like I would have been done that shit if I would have known. Like you always playing video games. Right. I'm like, man,
the interest wasn't there.
The interest was there, but it was like I didn't know that it was a possibility. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's like the way that I was raised, you know, with my mom and the way that my dad raised me is two completely different households, two completely different like income levels, and then like, you know, levels of possibility, the things you can ask for, things you can get. So it's like, you know, I don't ask for shit when I'm around my mama. You know what I'm saying? I don't ask for nothing. You know, I know you ain't gonna get it. You know what I'm saying? And it's like you come around Pops, and Pops might, you know, he might have it. You know what I'm saying? But you won't know unless you ask. You know what I'm saying? And I just won't ask.
Closed mouth don't get fed.
I be starving. Hungry.
Yeah.
But it turned into something beautiful, man, because like, you know, it's he saw the growth in me from, you know, 3 to 13 to 15 to 16 and like
evolution.
By the time I was 16, I rapping with the homies back in Flint, and one of my homies from Flint had moved to Kentucky, and we just started doing like, I was living in Georgia at the time, so I would do like, we do like road trips. We go to Kentucky, and we'd knock out, you know, 20 songs in a weekend, and then like, you know, and not like in a professional studio, nothing, just straight in the dining room, you know, recording on the most bullshit mic you can find, the shittiest headphones, Acid Pro 3, you know, Sonic Foundry, you know what I'm saying?
I use that. That was like, that was my shit right there.
You know what I'm saying?
No Fruity Loops. I was on the Acid 2.0. Fuck y'all know about that.
Okay, triple OG. Yeah, you know, that Sonic life, man. All right, so I'm all right, are we gonna see? All right, so in Sonic, you could take the headphones and plug it into the mic and use the headphones as the mic.
Oh, damn.
You know what I'm saying? That's how we was doing it for a moment. Like that's how, until we got the mic.
Right.
We was rapping in we had the headphones and rapping into the headphones.
Oh, y'all hard.
It was crazy. I don't know how the quality sounds like crazy. Hey, it don't sound like nothing today. That's probably why you don't, you know, it's not on streaming services or anything. But
it was work though. It was practice.
Right. We got that was dope because you know, it was literally like we drove, you know, Georgia to Kentucky, go up to Cincinnati's on the Cincinnati border. We ended up going to Indianapolis and recording at the bass player from the Spinners. He had a studio. We recorded there.
Oh man,
that was crazy.
Legendary.
Yeah. That
Grew
was
up on the Spinners, man.
classic.
Super
You hitting all the nerves over here.
I'm saying, yo, for real, man. Hey,
if you hear approving noises, it's probably Superb.
Yeah. Great.
Yeah, man. And all that period, man. All that was just like MCs, like just sharpening swords, man. And it's funny, like all those guys, I'm tight with to this day. Shout out to Sincere, man, Deli Sin. Shout out to Uncle Dre, Pablo. You know what I'm saying? Excalibur was the clique. You know what I'm saying? It's all fam. You know what I'm saying? It's all fam. We all still kind of do our own thing. You know what I mean? In a way. And I'm really proud, man. Like Sin, my homie Sin, he's like the homie that was like about 4 or 5 years older than me. That like when I was like 4, he was like 8 or 9, wouldn't let me play video game type. You know what I'm saying? Like that type.
Big bro type of shit.
Yeah. And to see where he's at now, like in his life, being a family man, and you know what I'm saying. He said he retired from the mic, but I got
MC never retires.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Like a samurai, he never retires.
Yeah, for real. Pablo Picasso, man, that's actually my cousin, and he in Atlanta doing his thing. I'm sending him. He's sending me. He's still going extra hard.
Dope.
Uncle Dre just built a studio in Georgia, so like it's
still going.
Everybody's still doing their thing. Everyone's still doing their own thing, and it's all love whenever we link up, man. So. Excalibur, man. We'll probably do a little something soon, just to
drop a seed.
Just cause just throw it out there, you know what I'm saying. So when they hear this, they know what up.
Mm-hmm.
So as far as like Nashville hip hop, where do you see it going?
Only up, man. Yeah. It's beautiful, man. Like I been outside looking in, you know what I'm saying, from like when I first got here. Not knowing anything about Nashville, never having been here before, like not knowing any of the artists, to like diving into, all right, who was the first? Who's the first? Because I don't think I met you as soon as I moved here. I think it was like a little after.
Yeah.
I think it was like I said with the ILT guys at that show. Be Easy. Oh no, I'm sorry. It was at Basement East. It was the first time that I rapped in Nashville. That's when I met a lot of other that's when I met
a lot of other MCs.
Yeah. I met Malcolm Dwayne there.
I was just gonna say
Easy.
Yep.
That's where I met them at. We all did this show at the Basement East. It's called Bar Exam. Shout out to Mike Sick from Atlanta. They had just did it. Man, this is crazy. They just did a bar exam, which is basically like you get like 10, 15 MCs up, and everyone raps. It was kind of like head to head, but it's like the judges, it's not crowd based off the crowd. It's based off the panel. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you have to do what you do to impress them. You know what I'm saying? So the night before they just did a show in Chattanooga that had like 200, 300 people. It was like packed.
Damn.
They came to Nashville. We had like 30 people in that junk.
Yeah.
Because it was Stanley Cup. And y'all was in it.
Okay.
Y'all was in it. So it was like the crowd wasn't all the way there, but like the MC showed up. The energy was good. We still had a good time. And I still like I got to meet, you know what I'm saying? That was like my first dose of Nashville, you know what I'm saying? Hip hop.
Okay. That's a great introduction right there.
Seriously, man. And, Malcolm Dwayne, man. I'm we tight. He's working on a beat I sent him not too long ago for a project, little producer compilation project I'm working on. So look at Malcolm, man, he crazy, man.
Yeah,
he's definitely
another MC like lyricist. We have to have him on the show as well.
Absolutely, man. And then like so from there to like Odd Moon, meeting Odd Moon. No, I can't even skip that. I'm sorry. I'm not going in order. We go from the Basement East to meeting Mossy. I met Mossy McFly. Shout out to Mossy McFly.
Okay.
He was just coming to my restaurant, as a regular, and then we start talking music. And he's like, "Yo, you gotta come to Ella Jeans." Blah blah blah.
I remember Ella Jeans. Damn,
and
that's back.
And that's where I met. That's where I met you. That's where I met Moon. That's where I met everybody. That's where I met Wizzle. Yeah. And that's kind of how my Nashville experience. MC or music career basically started was there. It was like
MC music career.
Yeah. See what you did there.
See this?
A lot of ideas.
Oh man,
that's dope.
Yeah, man, it's beautiful, man. Cause it's just that energy of like everybody coming together, community, and performing and cheering for each other, and like just being extra dope. Like the next person, like it was Spoke. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to spoken word, some more dope.
Give me some more dope.
That boy, man. We like let's just take a moment. We're gonna have a whole.
Yeah.
We're gonna talk about some more dope in a second. We're gonna get to there.
Yeah.
But just walking in and seeing everybody being so hard at their craft, being so great at what they're doing.
Yeah.
I was just like, this is Nashville?
Yeah.
Like, because I coming from Atlanta, like, people were talented and, so much talent in Atlanta.
Too much, yeah.
But, I mean, Nashville, bro. Like,
Yeah.
They got it, bro.
Yeah,
like, y'all got it, man.
The sauce is here.
The sauce is here, man. And it's like,
different flavors too, like unique flavors.
So many different flavors, man.
Facts.
And I definitely.
Let me dust my hat off.
Shameless plug.
You know what I'm saying? I love it, man. Dude, from being at Ella Jeans and then going to Bitter Irish Ciphers, you know what I'm saying?
Irish, yeah.
It went from that to the Bitter Irish to Cypher North, and then I didn't even realize, until I told me that he didn't start doing that because you had Flyer Tribe, and that was before I got here.
Exactly,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like I just missed that. I would have been there too.
You went to the third generation.
I went to the third
generation. Yeah.
So and I'm so impressed by that. You know what I'm saying? I can only imagine what it was like. You know what I'm saying beforehand.
Crazy.
And so with all that being said, like, what I've loved the most about Nashville, like music in general, like y'all work together.
Yes.
And some people, I've heard some people say that Nashville artists don't, but I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about because
there's different pockets and shit. Yeah,
there are so many pockets, and then that's another thing. I'll fall into a pocket, and then I'll be like, oh shit, I didn't even know about these guys.
Exactly.
I just discovered Chuck Indigo a month ago. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like
1 degree of separation, man. That's how the city is. It's like you don't know who knows who. You know what I'm saying?
What?